In this video, we're talking about my top 5 accessories for your Fujifilm X-T series camera, and the best part is that they're each under $100. What's up guys, RetroB Photo here and welcome back to the channel. So for those of you who are new, my name is Reggie Ballesteros and I'm a wedding photographer based in the San Francisco Bay Area. If you've been itching to improve the ergonomics, the overall shooting experience, or just breathe new life into your Fujifilm X-T series camera, these next 5 accessories will definitely check that box for you. So in this video, I'll be showcasing items specifically for my Fujifilm X-T3, but I'm going to be leaving links down in the description below for all the X-T series cameras, including the X-T2, X-T3, X-T20, X-T30, and even probably the X-T4 when that gets released in the future. So the first accessory is a soft shutter release button. This one in particular is made by a company called JJC, and it's a 2-pack. You get one red and one black top, and the cool thing is it comes in either black or silver in order to match your camera, and it also has texture on the outside that matches the physical dials of the Fujifilm cameras. So if you don't already know, a soft shutter release button is basically something that screws in to the top of the threaded hole in your shutter, and it just adds some height. This just makes it overall a little bit easier to press, but in general it actually makes a significant improvement to the overall shooting experience of your camera. It's one of those things that you just really have to try it to kind of feel it for yourself. And lucky for you, this is the most inexpensive thing on my list, coming at $13.99 US. So the next accessory is an L bracket, and this one is specifically made by a company called SmallRig. The L bracket that I'm featuring here is specifically designed for the X-T2 and the X-T3, and it comes at $79, but they also have another one that fits the X-T20 and X-T30, and I'm fairly certain that they're going to release one for the X-T4 just because SmallRig is a video-centric accessory company. If you've never had an L bracket before, you install it in the 1/4-inch tripod hole of the camera. Luckily, they give you this little handy screwdriver key, so gone are the days of you trying to find a screwdriver or a coin to tighten the screw. Once it's installed, this thing has a ton of benefits. First and foremost, it gives you tripod mounts for both the horizontal and vertical camera positions, and this plate is also Arca-Swiss compatible if you have a tripod that has an Arca-Swiss mount. But for those of you who wish you had a bigger grip for your X-T3 or your X-T30, it also has a wooden hand grip which makes the grip deeper and more ergonomic and easier to hold in general, at a fraction of the price of the X-T3 battery grip or the Fuji branded X-T30 metal grip. The side plate of the L bracket also can be loosened and extended to accommodate any type of cables that you're connecting to the camera. And lastly, this thing is super modular with tons of 1/4-inch threaded holes to attach different accessories. This comes super useful when doing video work or creating YouTube behind the scenes content. So the next accessory on my list is a mini Arca-Swiss compatible tripod, and this one in particular is the Manfrotto Pixie with a Sunway Photo DDC-26 Arca-Swiss compatible adapter. So despite its small form factor, this combo packs a serious punch. So first, the head mechanism is super simple. With one button press, you can adjust the head, and then once you release that button, it locks it in place pretty solidly. And while it probably won't accommodate some super large zoom lenses like the 50-140, if you're a prime shooter like me, it works well with even the heavier 16mm 1.4 and the 56mm 1.2. So obviously, like any tripod, you can use it for slower shutter speed work, night photography, long exposures, etc. But it also works great for vlogging. And my all-time favorite way to use this thing is for time lapses. I tend to do a lot of low angle composition, so the Pixie works out perfectly, but as you might have guessed, its main weakness is the lack of height of this tripod. If you do want to do any type of higher up shots, that's when you have to be a little bit resourceful and try to maybe find a trash can, a bench, or a ledge to set this setup on to get that height that you need. But all in all, this combo is super small and it's convenient, and it fits in any backpack or camera bag. The combo put together costs around $43 US. So the next accessory on my list is a macro extension tube. This one in particular is the Fujifilm MCEX16, which is a 16mm macro extension tube. If you've never used one of these things before, basically a macro extension tube is an adapter that goes in between the camera body and your existing lens. So by extending the distance between the rear element of the lens and the sensor, it allows you to focus much closer to your subject, and this results in a more magnified image. And this is super awesome to experiment with macro photography photography without making the larger investment in a dedicated macro lens. So Fujifilm offers two variations, the 11mm extension and the 16mm extension that I have here. But in general, you can combine these different extension tubes with different lenses for different effects. This extension tube comes at $87 US, which is a fraction of the price of a true macro lens that Fuji offers. But you can actually purchase some third-party extension tubes that are a lot cheaper than this one. So the best part about an extension tube, in my opinion, is that it has zero optical elements inside, meaning that there will be minimal to zero optical degradation of the image. And this thing also has electronic contacts, which means you'll still have the full functionality of autofocus and auto exposure for your camera. So the last and one of probably the most important things I think you need is a small form factor flash. This one specifically is the Godox TT350F. While I have the larger Godox V1 for wedding photography, the smaller Godox TT350F is way more enjoyable to use on the XT series cameras just because it balances better with the smaller form factor of the mirrorless body, especially if you have an XT20 or an XT30. So like any flash, this helps you add light to your scenes and keeps your ISOs lower. And while yes, the TT350 has slightly less power, for going out with family or personal work, it's really more than enough power. This flash is perfect for beginners or those who are just trying to learn flash photography. The main reason being is that it is a fully featured flash. So this thing has HSS, which is high-speed sync. It has master capabilities to control off-camera flashes, and it can also serve as an off-camera flash itself if you have a compatible radio trigger. And you actually don't even need to buy a separate trigger in the beginning if you want to experiment with off-camera flash. All you really need is the pop-up flash of your camera or that little flash that gets included with the XT2 or the XT3. If you want me to make a video on this, just let me know down in the comments below and I can show you how to do off-camera flash without even buying a trigger in the beginning. So as far as flashes go, this thing is pretty inexpensive at around $85 US, but the downside is that it does use two AA batteries. If you have a little bit more budget past the $100 mark of this video, you can get the V350F, which is almost 2 times the price, but that has one of those nice lithium ion batteries that Godox is really known for. So that wraps up my top 5 accessory list. If you want to pick up any of these things, I have affiliate links down in the description below if you want to support the channel at no additional cost to you. Now my question for you guys is, which of these accessories is most interesting to you? Or maybe you have an accessory that's your favorite that didn't make the list? Let me know down in the comments below and let's start a discussion. Please be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I make a new Fujifilm or photography video every week, but if that's too long for you, be sure to follow me on Instagram at RGBphoto as I'm posting tutorials and workflow posts throughout the week. Alright, that's it for me. Remember to get out, go shoot, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.